The year is 1890. The place, Birmingham, England. The heart of the Industrial Revolution. But beneath the chimneys and the ironworks, a different kind of fire burns. Not the fire of progress, but the fire of survival. Imagine this: a foggy cobblestone alley, gaslights flicker, casting long, shaking shadows. You hear the clatter of iron-tipped boots on wet stone. Then, silent. But it's not their faces that terrify you. It's what's sewn into the peaks of those caps. Razor blades, sharpened, glinting, and ready. One swift headbutt, and your face is gone. This was not fiction. This was not a television drama. This was the real Peaky Blinders. And their story is far darker, far grittier, and far more desperate than anything you've seen on screen. This is the true history of the most feared street gang in Victorian England. To understand the Blinders, you must first understand Birmingham. In the late 1800s, this city was a roaring, filthy, monstrous engine of industry. Factories pumped black smoke into the sky day and night. The population exploded, from 70,000 to over 400,000 in just 50 years. People poured in from the countryside, fleeing poverty, only to find a different kind of hell. They crammed into back-to-back housing, known as courts. These were damp, windowless brick boxes, with no running water, no sewage, and tuberculosis lurking in every corner. Families of 8 slept in a single room. Children went blind from the sulphurous air. In this world, you either starved or you fought. Tuberculosis was the silent killer, a constant hacking presence in every home. The Peaky Blinders were born from this crushing desperation. They were teenage boys, factory workers, scrapers, and petty thieves who banded together for protection and profit. Their territory was the slums of Birmingham, the winding alleys of Small Hell, the docks of Debed, and the market squares of the Bullroom. They were the kings of the gutter, and they dressed to kill, literally. Their uniform was practical terror: bell-bone trousers, heavy steel-tipped clogs for kicker, and those signature flat caps. But the riser in the peak was the game changer. They turned ordinary clothing into weapons of intimidation. The police called them scooters, but the Blinders were different. They were organized. Their leader, the real kingpin, was a man named Kevin Mooney, a brutal, charismatic street fighter who ruled with an iron fist. Mooney and his men ran protection rackets, extorting shopkeepers for insurance against their own vile. They robbed cargo shipments at the bustling Birmingham wharf. They hijacked horse-drawn trams, bull and bear up fighting rings in the cellars of pubs. The Blinders were a criminal enterprise, but to the poor of Birmingham, they were also heroes. When a factory owner cheated a worker, the Blisters would show up at the factory gate. But the police were closing in. By the 1890s, the Birmingham City Police formed a dedicated gang squad. They began using photography to document known Blinders, a revolutionary tactic at the time. Mugshots of teenage boys, faces bruised and defiant, stared back from police leaders. The turning point came in 1895. A massive street brawl erupted between the local gang and their rivals, another rival gang. When the dust cleared, the crowd realized just how far things had gone, and the public had finally had enough. Mass arrests followed. The gang leader was sentenced to 25 years in prison for assault and robbery, effectively ending the gang's reign. The real Blinders were not heroes. They were not villains. They were survivors. Their legacy is not in a television show. It is in the scars we still carry for a world that once forgot how to care.